The GoPro Hero 8 Black might be the best camera ever. And here is why you should not buy it. Yet. And we're not talking about only action cam here, I'm talking about vlogging cam. And even more specific, this one way of filming yourself, walking around, you know the type, like, hey, what's up, how you doing? I'm gonna show you how I'm going to get my breakfast today, and all that kind of good stuff. So I wanna know from all you aspiring vloggers out there, what is your favorite vlogging cam at the moment and why? I don't want to talk about specs in this video, but here's some quick advantages that a GoPro has over a usual bigger camera. It is way steadier than any DSLR or mirrorless camera. The field of view is wider than most DSLR or mirrorless cameras, which is a good thing if you are filming yourself. It is way easier and quicker to use than any other camera. Look at this thing, one button, the rest, a little bit of settings on the touchscreen. Another advantage, these things are very robust and can usually take quite the beating. Also, a GoPro is way cheaper than any other DSLR or mirrorless cameras, or even point and shoots. And funny thing, this thing has more shooting modes than most of the bigger cameras. For example, 1080p at 240 frames, 4K in 60 frames. Not a lot of cameras offer that. Okay, there are some disadvantages too, but for the self-vlogging mode, they're very minor. For example, the picture quality might not be as good as, let's say, with your full-frame mirrorless camera. Also, in the past and probably in the present, there are some overheating issues when you're recording at 4K, which you should really not. You should really use these things in 1080p. And quite honest, anybody who thinks they need a big, expensive, crazy image quality camera rig to start vlogging has apparently never did it, or maybe is deep in this YouTube filmmaking niche. We all kind of want to be though, right? Because let's face it, anybody who done it and has this huge rig walking around outdoors not only is doing a workout for their arm, but it's also hella uncomfortable walking around being that weird guy with the huge rig in the room, in the cafeteria, talking to his camera, telling them how awesome your pumpkin spice latte is. Alright, back to the GoPro. For the past and the present, the one big issue for vlogging with a GoPro was the most important thing, the audio. The audio was always problematic, but especially since the release of the GoPro Hero 5, they introduced the most hated equipment item of all time. This stupid audio adapter. This adapter, this piece of cable is, I don't even know, $60, $70, $80, I don't even know what it goes for these days. I bought this thing for $60 so I can use an external microphone on the GoPro. And you would think a $60 expenditure for cable and then it works, but it really does not. So this thing is just... So I still have the Hero 7 Black here, and a year ago I tried to rig it up to make it a super compact and convenient vlogging rig. And I kind of started out with like a tripod and I taped the microphone on the bottom. That was not ideal. This adapter will just dangle around and it's pretty heavy for just a cable. Then I got kind of a metal case with a cold shoe on top so I could mount the microphone on top, but still the adapter was just dangling around here on this thing. So in the end I ended up with this Ulanzi case, which has the adapter here in the bottom and it holds it kind of steady. You can mount your microphone, but the problem is you have to bend this cable, as you can see here. And it appears to be a very compact, nice vlogging rig, but what happened is the audio sometimes does just not record. And I don't know if it's an issue with the cable. My theory is it's the outlet of the actual camera, and since the cable is kind of under tension, it pushes towards one side and then it's not properly connected, and sometimes the audio is just not there. And believe me, once you edit it, a video once and it comes out like this, you screwed up a video and you will be very hesitant afterwards to use it again. So here's the big deal. With the GoPro Hero 8, they announced a media module, which kind of looks like this. plus some other add-ons that I don't really care for. However, why is the media module so great? Well, first of all, it seems to fit the camera very snugly, make it a little bit bigger, which doesn't matter at all. It has a couple of mounts, so you can mount your microphone or other equipment on there, which is good. It also has an implemented little shotgun mic, and my hopes for that thing are not really high. However, if it's better than the built-in audio and it's a little bit directional, it might be usable, which will already be a huge win. And the most important thing, the media module will have a 3.5mm mic jack. Woo! So if everything goes according to plan, this thing might finally be history. The GoPro 8 is out already, and that media module will be an additional $80 and comes out in December, I think, which is kind of weird. And you will also need to buy an external microphone like the Rode Video Micro, which I'm recording on right now. And if that all works out as we hope for, the GoPro might become, well, not the perfect camera, because the perfect camera does not exist, but it will potentially become a super compact, indestructible, super convenient, super steady, super wide self-vlogging dream. We'll just have to wait and see in December.